Grace and peace to you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. This is Pastor John. It is Wednesday, August 5th, and I was gone for the last couple weeks on vacation. I was on a family trip, drove out to Minnesota to spend a couple of weeks out on the lake, and we are back in town now. And what I wanted to do for our midweek devotional this week was talk a little bit about a journey. And as you can tell, I'm not in my office right now. I'm going to give you a little panoramic here, and I hope I don't fall as I'm doing it. I'm at the top of Malin's Peak right now. There's kind of the promontory of the peak right behind me. And over here, you'll see Ben Lomond way out in the background. And that's Ogden Canyon out there. And let's see, we can see there's a golf course there. And Weber, you should be able to see it over there. So, and then Mount Ogden is right behind me. There it is. So anyway, we drove out, and when you drive that far, it's about 1,000 miles with little kids, it takes you some time. And Chris and I decided we were going to do two ways. We were going to go one way out. We went north through Idaho into Montana and across North Dakota. But on the way back, we came halfway through North Dakota, then dropped down into South Dakota through Wyoming back into Utah. And it got me thinking, and this is the reason why I wanted to come and do the devotional from up here at the top of Maylands. Besides that, I know a lot of folks that I've talked to said, they used to be able to hike Maylands, or they used to do it, but they haven't done it in years or decades even. So I wanted to kind of vicariously let you experience this again. And there's nobody out here because nobody is as foolish as I to do this in the middle of the afternoon. So anyway, it got me thinking about this idea of pilgrimage and of journey in particular, and how there is this kind of thread that runs through great literature throughout history, and you could say is part of the biblical story about pilgrimage and journey. And there's like a journeying out and a journeying back. And really all of life is about kind of being flung or driven out and then finding your way back almost to where you started, but the journey is never the same. And that's why the idea of going one way out and coming a different way back really, got me thinking about this. In many ways, the biblical narrative is that the story starts with God creating and God being with creation. Adam and Eve are in the physical presence of the Lord in the Garden of Eden. And then there's the fall, there's this being flung out. They're cast out literally from the garden, from paradise. And then the whole biblical journey is making our way back to the end goal, to the omega point, the culmination of all things, which is where we again dwell with God in the new heaven and the new earth. And God is with us. And it just got me thinking about how, when we're young, we have a certain naivete and a certain trust that we long for. And if we're lucky, maybe we can recapture as we get older. But you have to do the journey out in order to come back different, to come back changed to that same place, but in a new way. And so I wanted to share, this is just kind of a short, just meditation, some thoughts that I was having. There's a T.S. Eliot poem, actually a series of poems called The Four Quartets. And in one of them, it's called The Last Getting. And there's a little section in this that I want to read for you up here at the top, where I'm kind of at the furthest point out, and I'm going to be returning back home, where I think Eliot captures some of that hero's journey, the biblical narrative of being kind of sent out and then being drawn back after having experienced life in the world and being changed and being transformed, and coming back to realize where you started from in a new way, in a more full way. And so I want to read a little section for you. I printed it out and brought it up with me. He says, "We shall not cease from exploration. And yet at the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know it for the first time. Through the unknown, unremembered gate, when at last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning. At the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall, and the children in the apple tree. Not known because not looked for, but heard, half heard in the stillness between two waves of the sea. Quick now, here, now, always. A condition of complete simplicity, costing not less than everything. And all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. May this little meditation, this reflection on the journey be a blessing to you. And I'll give you one last little view. I don't know if you can see the hawks gliding by right here as they're coming pretty close. May we come to know where we started and know it truly for the first time, knowing in complete simplicity that all will be well and all manner of things will be well.